Today I'm taking you through a baby registry. I find them on Amazon. We walk through them. My goal here is to help you not make the same mistakes that I see these other moms making. Okay, so we're gonna jump right in and talk about items, pros, cons, what to get, what to skip. Alrighty, let's check it out. So this first item is the baby lounger. Not a bad price, under $40 here, but I don't think you need this, okay? Set your baby on the ground on a quilt. Set them on the couch if you're sitting next to them. Like, put a pillow next to them if you want. These things aren't needed. Some people will also start to use these for sleep. You know, the DockATot, they were really popular a few years back, and they say breathable, this and that, but it's a sleep risk, and some of them now are marketed as like not safe for sleep. You know, they took bumpers out of cribs for a reason. Okay, so for me, this is a no-go. I never had one in my house, and I lived without it. This is not a need. Next, we're gonna move on to this pack and play. This is what I call the Cadillac, where you've got like a bassinet, you've got the upper level, lower level, and a changing pad area, as well as some sort of like diaper organization. I don't like the Cadillac. I like the very basic pack and play that can pack up and travel easily. When you go to pack this thing up, a lot of these parts and pieces aren't gonna fit in that like rectangular box. So for me, it's a no-go. For me, I change my babies in their bedroom on like a guest bed. I would change them on the couch if I needed to with a quilt. I wouldn't need the specific changing pad. As far as the little bassinet thing, put them on the floor to play. For me, it's just not needed. Okay, for me, I like a simple, minimalistic pack and play. Moving on from there, we have mittens. I don't think you need mittens. Get sleepers that come with a like cuff sleeve that can like go over and be a mitt. It's a quick phase. They get through it. Honestly, if you really want to buy some, buy like a pack of 2. You don't need 8. I never found myself really using them much. And again, it's just a really short phase. So for me, it's a skip. Next, we have, it looks like some maybe lotion. It says nighttime. You don't need to get specific nighttime lotion. It's not that big of a deal. Get lotion that is unscented, but beyond that, it's up to you what you put on baby. I wouldn't necessarily get a 3-pack and buy in bulk because you don't know what's going to work for baby. So I would get a smaller amount to start with, and if you like it and their skin seems to like it, then buy it in bulk. All right, for diapering, they've got some wipes on here. If you're going to do disposable diapers, put them on your registry. Diapers and wipes, okay? That's one of the biggest expenses when it comes to newborns. So that's one thing that people can and will purchase for you. So strongly recommend. For bottle feeding, they have a baby bottle warmer. Now, I will say that's a pretty affordable price. I breastfed, so not my department. However, you can live without a bottle warmer. Okay, my mom ran an in-home daycare. She bottle fed babies. We didn't need to have a bottle warmer. Put warm water in the bottle, or put the bottle in a glass that has hot water in it. You know, there's different things you can do. It's up to you though. For $40, if it's worth it, okay, that's on you. That's up to you. Then we have the next one, some bottles. I cannot say this brand to save my life. I just call it the purple brand. Pack of 3, 8 ounces. Not bad. I mean, it's definitely a better price than the one next to it. I like 8-ounce bottles. I would not get 4-ounce because they're going to outgrow them. So for this price, I would have just got 2 sets of the purple and skipped on these Boba ones. I believe it's Boba, because they cost more. All right. And one set of bottles is nice. Get your baby used to it. And then all the parts and pieces match versus having lids that don't match the bottles. And it gets more confusing and it's more to store. Pacifiers, they got a 6-pack. I was a pacifier mama, so no judgment there. I think you should get ones that are very affordable because you might go through a lot. I would try at any time to only have 1 or 2 out. Now, if you're somebody who wants to frequently dispose of them for germ reasons and get new ones, that's fine. But I would not have 20 of them around your house. It's easier if you just have 1 or 2 and you really do a good job at keeping track of them. And another piece of advice I would say on that is once your baby can crawl around the room, maybe don't let them have the passy. Okay, for us, it was in the car seat. It was for sleep, and it was when they were little itty bitty. Once they were mobile, they didn't get the passy during awake time because then you lose passies everywhere. So when they were on a blanket still, you know, under 4 to 6 months, they could have it if they needed it. Does that make sense? We outgrew the passy as they started moving around, and it made it really nice for keeping track of them. Then we've got the little remedies. It's like a newborn essential, almost like a little trial pack of all these little things. It's totally up to you. I think there's like a saline, there's a booty paste, maybe like gas drops. I'm not sure what's all in there. Up to you if you feel like that is a worthwhile purchase. Then we've got a VTech monitor. That is really cheap. I wonder if it's a little too cheap. It looks like a 2.8 inch screen. That is not very big. I would recommend closer to like a 5-inch screen. And one thing I highly recommend is getting 2 cameras and a screen that splits. This is better for when you have a second child, all right? That way that maybe you have a toddler and a newborn in the future, you can have one screen and see both children. So this is a time to think ahead and consider, again, getting 2 cameras to 1 monitor screen. And with that screen, get a split screen so you can see both at the same time. Now, the only other thing that concerns me, it says fixed cam. Make sure that the camera can swivel and tilt, okay? You don't want one that's just stuck because if it gets moved around or you need to check a little bit of a different area in the room, I like a swivel and a tilt, okay? Frida Baby sailing kit. So the Frida Baby, I do not think you need all the Frida Baby stuff. If you have a sinusy baby that just has issues, get it. But as far as like the snot sucker, this one's like sailing kit. No, you may never use this. So I would wait till your baby's sick and you need it versus having this on hand, okay? Other people have different philosophies. That is fine, but I think it's really easy to clutter up your medicine cabinet very quickly. This next item looks like a 2-pack of the Pack and Play sheets. You can use sheets, you cannot. I just sometimes would put a blanket down in the Pack and Play, up to you. Sometimes crib sheets even work. You might have to tuck a little extra under, not the big of a deal. I would, however, recommend whether you're having a boy or a girl, I believe this registry is for a little girl, I would get gender neutral sheets because what if your next baby is a boy? I think, yes, your baby shower's for your first child, but why not maximize your whole journey of motherhood? Think ahead, and like I said on the baby monitor, think ahead and try to get the most bang for your buck on your baby registry. So I would skip on the butterflies. I would do gender neutral sheets. Then you've got this like fish aquarium. I don't like toys in the crib. So if this is going in the crib, for me, it's a no. If it's just a random toy, I would not get it for 40 bucks. All right. I don't like batteries and lights and things like that. Try to avoid them if possible. Okay. Next, it looks like we are giving breastfeeding a try. I can link a whole breastfeeding playlist in the description where I have tons of videos and advice to share there. So if you're interested in that part of baby registry, go check that out. We have the nipple butter. That is my #1 breastfeeding item to recommend you buy. Okay. You want to keep mama healthy to feed your baby. Then we have some disposable nursing pads. You can buy disposable or reusable. I have a video going over that in that playlist as well. And it's totally up to you. I like both in different situations. If I was out and about, disposable were nice. You could pitch them. If I was at home, I was really okay with reusable and then you can wash them. So maybe a combination works for you. It depends on how environmental you want to be. Moving on into car seats. So we have this fan that can attach to a car seat or a stroller. In most cases, these fans, they make them actually small enough so baby can't fit their finger in, but of course, still be careful of hair if you have a long hair baby, toddler. Now, they don't necessarily screen baby to me. It's something you can use when your kid's 4 and 5 even, or even 10 years old at the beach. Put it on your beach chair for crying out loud. So I don't mind that item at all. Then we have a car seat. I don't like that it has purple on it because if it's not expired, you could use this for your second child. So again, don't go gender specific, especially on expensive items. So this is a infant car seat with a base. So that's a good start. One thing I would recommend is maybe getting a stroller that goes with your car seat. I bought a travel system. I bought the stroller, the car seat, and a base came with it. It wasn't that bad of a price. And I knew my car seat would snap into the stroller. So I do kind of recommend that. Next, we are moving into toys and books. So the Very Hungry Caterpillar. It might be a crinkle book. Kind of looks like maybe teething / crinkle. It's fine for $6, not a big deal. I would not spend a lot on baby toys. I would definitely try to keep it minimal. You can just give them things around your home. That's something that you could maybe get hand-me-downs on from a cousin or a good friend. Baby toys are so short-lived, okay? Another recommendation I have is to get toddler toys that are safe for a newborn, okay? Maybe like some blocks, but they're like rubbery. They can build with them at 18 months, 2 years old, but they can also touch and hold them as a newborn. I don't like just simple rattles and things that they outgrow very, very quickly. So we've got that Very Hungry Caterpillar. We've got some teething pacifiers. Okay. We have some rattles that you can kind of like wear as a sleeve or a sock. Fun, but again, quickly outgrown. And then a teething toy here. Again, if you could get them teething, maybe like a ring stacker or something that they can use now and later. All right, just my advice, try to maximize your toys. All right, we have a pink flowery diaper bag. Not my style personally as the mom or the dad carrying it. I want it to be just gray and basic, but again, that's just me. Next, some pacifier clips. I do like that these are very minimalistic overall in like the colors. I don't like a bright, flashy pattern pacifier clip. I want it to be very minimal to just blend in with their outfit and be discreet. A 3-pack also is plenty. Aveeno Bath Time Solutions, cool. Aveeno typically I think has a pretty good reputation. Again, stay unscented and try to keep it as mild and basic as possible for baby and their skin. Okay, next we have some little newborn booties. If you had a winter baby, yes. If it's a summer baby, I would say no. In general, I wasn't that worried about having like socks or booties or anything on my baby's feet, but of course it's weather dependent. I kept them in sleepers a lot and found that to be the easiest method. Then we've got a bottle brush kit. I would not get a whole kit with a bunch of accessories. I would just get one basic bottle brush for like $5.99. And with that, we are done with this baby registry. They definitely are minimalistic and definitely missing a few things. They could be getting hand-me-downs. They could be finding things used or secondhand. They didn't have a crib on here. They didn't have a lot of like seats, like bouncer seat or swing. I actually appreciate that. I think those seats are very unnecessary. And then they didn't have clothing. You're going to get hand-me-downs, but also I would say get some new clothing for your baby. Okay, reason for this, just, I don't know, the memories of just a fresh outfit on them, and maybe you can pass it down to your own children. I don't think there's anything wrong putting some clothes on your baby registry. I feel like a while back it was like, quit putting clothes on your baby registry, just get hand-me-downs. I agree with that. I buy secondhand. I got tons of hand-me-downs. But a few new things are nice to have, okay? I recommend sleepers where it's a zipper, the footies are attached, and you've got a cuff. Those are the best for newborn, okay? And then when it comes to clothing, things that are very like simple and like, you know, like jeggings for baby girls. Love basic jeggings. They can match any like onesie or top. Let's see, what else? There was no diapers. We saw wipes. I would put diapers on here. Save yourself some money and hopefully get some. They could be having a diaper party that's separate, but I still don't think it hurts to put diapers on here. It lets people know what brand you're wanting or what sizes you're wanting. Some other things I did not see, a high chair or booster seat. I recommend the booster seat. We didn't see a stroller. And let's see, we did not see any sort of like carrier if you want like a Moby wrap or more like a buckle strap type carrier. Again, you don't have to have all these things. And I definitely respect a minimalistic baby registry because that is my style and what I honestly am recommending to you. So I do recommend keeping it minimal. I hope some of my words of advice and my tips help you making your baby registry as efficient as just as much bang for your buck as you can get out of it. Good luck. Leave any comments of any disagreements you might have or any items you would recommend for this mama. Check out more videos like this on my channel, as well as that breastfeeding playlist if that's going to be part of your parenting journey. Those will all be linked in the description. I hope to see you in one of those next videos. Until then, have a great day.